Love used to be something you built. Now, it's something people shop for. For centuries, love was about choosing one person and growing together, not picking, testing, discarding, and endlessly searching for something better. Today, relationships feel like a battlefield of ghosting, mixed signals, and situationships that never turn into anything real. Modern dating isn't just harder, it's rigged. You're told that love is supposed to be effortless, that your soulmate will just find you, that if a relationship requires work, you're settling. But that's a lie, because in a world where people are more connected than ever, they've never been lonelier. Dating apps have turned romance into a game of swiping and discarding. Social media has created impossible relationship expectations, and instead of intimacy, people chase attention, validation, and the next dopamine hit. But here's the truth. The system is designed to keep you looking, not loving, and until you see how it's working against you, you'll keep playing a game that was never meant to be won. The 5 hidden reasons modern love feels impossible. 1. Dating apps have tricked us into thinking we have infinite options. This is the biggest lie in modern dating, the illusion of unlimited choice. Think about how people met before dating apps, through friends, work, or social circles, by actually getting to know someone over time, in real-life settings where attraction was more than just a profile picture. Now, love is an algorithm. You swipe through hundreds of faces. You match, chat, maybe even meet up. Then, ghosting, disinterest, or another dead end. And the worst part, you start thinking this is normal. Here's why this is destroying real connection. When people believe there's always someone better one swipe away, they never fully invest in the person in front of them. A minor disagreement? Ghost them. Not feeling instant fireworks? Move on, someone else is waiting. They didn't text back fast enough? Next. We've been trained to treat dating like online shopping, and just like shopping, the more options we have, the harder it is to choose. The result? Fewer people actually commit. More people feel disposable, and real love becomes impossible. Because here's the harsh truth. Love isn't about options, it's about choosing, and if you can't choose, you'll always end up with nothing. 2. Social media has created impossible relationship expectations. Modern love isn't just about dating apps, it's about performing. We don't just date anymore, we curate. Every relationship is a brand, the perfectly filtered couple selfies, the over-the-top engagement proposals, the endless highlight reels of vacations, luxury gifts, and relationship goals. And guess what? It's ruining real relationships. Because when you constantly compare your love life to a highly edited fantasy, suddenly your own relationship starts to feel boring. Real love isn't constant passion, it's consistency. Real love isn't grand gestures every day. It's showing up, even when it's inconvenient. Real love isn't about likes and shares, it's about intimacy no one else sees. But in a world where everyone is chasing the Instagram-worthy version of love, real relationships are being overlooked. Why? Because social media makes you believe that normal love isn't enough. A relationship without constant excitement must be lacking something. A love that isn't full of extravagant gestures must not be real. If your partner isn't posting about you all the time, they must not care. And so, people chase an illusion. Instead of appreciating the depth of a real connection, they become addicted to the idea of a perfect relationship that doesn't actually exist. The result? More breakups over unrealistic expectations. More people walking away from relationships that were actually healthy. More emotional exhaustion because no one can ever measure up. And here's the part no one wants to admit. Love isn't about constant highs. It's about choosing someone, even when it's hard, even when it's not Instagram-worthy, even when it's just life. But in a world that sells you the illusion of effortless love, people are no longer willing to choose. And that's why modern love feels impossible. 3. Modern masculinity and femininity are at war. This is one of the biggest, most unspoken reasons why modern dating feels so impossible. For decades, society has reshaped how men and women view themselves, their roles, and each other. Women were told, be strong, be independent, never rely on a man. Men were told, be tough, be a provider, never show weakness. At first glance, these messages seem empowering, but over time, they've created an emotional divide between men and women that neither side knows how to fix. Here's what's happening. Women feel exhausted. They've spent years becoming independent, But many secretly crave emotional safety, a place to rest, be vulnerable, and feel supported. Men feel lost. They've been conditioned to believe their role is to protect and provide, but now they're told that's outdated and unwanted. Both sides feel misunderstood. Women feel like men aren't showing up emotionally. Men feel like they're being told they're not enough no matter what they do. And instead of talking about it, we blame each other. Women say men are emotionally unavailable. Men say women are too demanding. Women say men are afraid of commitment. Men say women don't appreciate what they bring to the table. The truth? Both sides are right. Women want deep emotional connection, but many men were never taught how to provide that. Men want to feel needed, but many women were taught that needing a man is a weakness. Women want commitment, but many men associate commitment with losing their freedom. And when this misunderstanding plays out in dating, women push for more emotional depth. Men pull away because it feels overwhelming. Men try to show love through actions. Women feel ignored because they crave words and reassurance. Women want consistency. Men feel like they'll never be enough, so they stop trying. It's not that men and women don't want love, it's that they've been given completely different relationship blueprints. And instead of learning how to bridge the gap, they're walking away from each other. This is why modern love feels impossible. We're speaking different emotional languages, and no one's teaching us how to translate. Number 4. People are replacing love with low-effort relationships. Let's be real, people aren't actually dating anymore. Instead, we have situationships, where two people act like they're together but never define it. Endless talking stages, where one person is waiting for commitment while the other keeps them in limbo. Friends with benefits, where one person always catches feelings and ends up hurt. Why is this happening? Because commitment now feels like a risk. People don't want to define things because they're afraid of ruining it. They don't want to get too close because getting close means getting hurt. They'd rather settle for half-hearted attention than risk the pain of full rejection. And social media has made it worse. We are always aware of new options. We see everyone else's relationships and assume we should hold out for something better. We've become addicted to low-effort connections because they give us just enough emotional stimulation without requiring real vulnerability. But here's the harsh reality. Love requires risk. You cannot have deep connection while keeping one foot out the door. You cannot experience real intimacy if you're always afraid of losing your freedom. You cannot have a healthy relationship if you're more focused on avoiding pain than building something real. And yet, people keep choosing these low-effort connections because they're easy. They don't require accountability. They don't require emotional investment. They don't require real vulnerability. But do you know what they do require? Lowering your standards until you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And that's exactly why so many people feel emotionally exhausted by modern dating, because deep down, they know they're settling for less than they actually want. 5. No one knows how to communicate anymore. With texting, FaceTime, and social media, you'd think communication would be easier than ever. But in reality, it's never been worse. People don't talk, they ghost. People don't express their feelings. They send vague texts and emojis. People don't say, "I'm not interested." They just disappear. And this lack of communication is doing something worse than just causing confusion. It's making people feel replaceable. Someone didn't like what you said? They'll just stop responding. You got too attached? They'll fade out instead of giving closure. You thought the connection was real? Turns out you were just another option. And the worst part? This is now considered normal. We've accepted that ghosting is part of dating. We've accepted that feelings should be left unspoken. We've accepted that texting back is a game of strategy instead of a basic courtesy. But the truth is, people aren't afraid of commitment. They're afraid of confrontation. No one wants to have the hard conversations. No one wants to be honest about their feelings. No one wants to take accountability for hurting someone. So instead, they avoid. They disappear. They breadcrumb. And because of that, people are carrying more emotional baggage into new relationships than ever before. Because when you never get closure, you never fully move on. The hard truth about modern love and what you can do about it. Here's the truth that no one tells you. Love isn't broken. Our ability to connect is. If you want real love in a world of mixed signals and endless distractions, you have to stop looking for perfection. It doesn't exist. Stop dating passively. Be intentional about what you want. Stop chasing validation. Real connection is built, not begged for. Stop rewarding low effort. If someone isn't showing up, they don't deserve your energy. The people who find real love today aren't the ones playing the modern dating game. They're the ones who refuse to play at all. Because at the end of the day, love isn't about chasing, it's about choosing. And once you understand that, everything changes.